Hello. It is story time once again. This visit, we're going to read How to Tell Time. This is another classic book that I've had in my household since I was, I think in third grade when I got this one. But the book was actually published in 1957. So it is very old. It is 63 years old. It's like a senior book. Anyway, this is the front cover. Here is the back cover. And inside is something really cool. Let's open it up and see. Look at this. It's a real clock. And right now, the time is about that. Not that. Oh, the hands just came out the clock. Hey, Haley. It's Haley. She says hi. Her tail's wagging like crazy. Excuse my wall. Obviously, the dogs have some issues. I haven't gotten around to fixing it yet. There we go. About that time. How to Tell Time by Jane Werner Watson. Pictures by Eleanor Dart. So we have a writer and a drawer. Let's read the story. That's our title page. They actually made it on the back of the front cover. Here we go. Tommy's name was Tommy O'Toole, but his family called him Tommy Too Late because that was what he was, always late. He was late getting up in the mornings. He was late for breakfast. And he was almost always late for school. Oh, there's Tommy trying to catch his bus. He has to go a little ways for the bus. We are lucky because the bus comes right up to our houses. We can get on right there. He has to run down the street to get to the bus. Let's find out what happens next. Tommy was always late for meals. He was late when he went for a haircut. Boy, that hair grew quick. Look at that. Between picture 1 and picture 2. He was even late for a swim at the pool. Of course, he was late to bed at night. This too late Tommy O'Toole. Something had to be done. Oh my, I wonder what's going to happen. People long ago used to tell the time by the sun and its shadows, said Tommy's father. Let's turn his bed to catch the morning sun. We have more shadow in the morning. This is an Egyptian shadow stick that was used way back before any of our time. When the shadow is long, that's early in the day and late in the day. We've talked about this in class before. When the shadow is short, that means it's midday, lunchtime. Next morning, the sun woke Tommy. But he took so long about dressing and breakfast that he was still late for school. Can so relate. We'll try an old-fashioned sand glass, said his father. People long ago used to time their work by the sand slipping through. Does Tommy has a sand glass? It's just like one of the ones that we have in the classroom that we use. Sand or hourglass. So time passes through the sand as it moves from the top to the bottom. Next morning, as the sand slipped through the hole in the sand glass, Tommy got ready for school. But on the way there, he stopped to watch a steam shovel. And Tommy was late again. Oh, no. I don't know why he wasn't catching the bus on this particular day. He must have missed that too. Turn the page. Tommy's father and mother tried again and again. They set up a sundial in the garden. Then the sun could cast a shadow to show when it was time for Tommy to come in. Here's a Roman sundial. They used to tell time in the Roman age. Here's Tommy's sundial. So when the sun hits a certain number, it tells us the time. It's very similar to a clock. It's actually really cool. They lit a candle in the evening with marks on the candle sides to show when it was time for Tommy to go to bed. But Tommy O'Toole was still Tommy too late almost all the time. There's Tommy's candle. Here's a candle clock. There was just one more thing to try. One day, Tommy's father came home with a small box. I have brought you a friend to go with you everywhere to tell you what time it is, he said. He opened the box. Oh, what's inside the box? That's just as good as a birthday gift or a Christmas gift or a gift of love as this is, because it doesn't have to be on a special day. There was a watch just like Daddy's own. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at that. Tommy has a watch. Look at Tommy wearing his watch. Oh, and he's reading the same story that we are. The shorter hand is the hour hand. It points to the hour of the day or night. Tommy's father said Tommy began to count the hour numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can do that too, can't you? Let's go to the clock at the beginning of our story. And let's do that. Here's our, see if I can got a dog in my lap. That's Scarlet. Haley's cruising by. Right, there's Peaches. And in the kitchen is the ever-present, always in the kitchen, the ever-present Jeannie. They like listening to stories too, so they don't realize I'm making a video. They think I'm just reading for them. Okay, let's get our air hand going here. Here's 1 o'clock. This might be a little hard to do, but I'm going to try. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Notice our hour hand, or our small hand, moving every hour. 4 o'clock. Sorry, my fingers are all in the way, but it's the only way I can hold it there. 5 o'clock. Woohoo. 6 o'clock. Turn a little bit. Come on. 7 o'clock. That's so loose because this book is so old. 7 o'clock still. Turn it a little bit. 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. This is what? Come on, scoot over a little bit. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. That's what the different times look like. Okay, now let's go back to our page. Take me a minute to find it because I didn't bookmark it. All right, here we go. 7 o'clock. This is getting up time in the morning, said Tommy's father. 7 o'clock, read Tommy. I get up at 7. This is leave for school time, said Tommy's father. 8 o'clock, read Tommy. I leave for school at 8. This is lunchtime, said Tommy's father. 12, read Tommy. Lunchtime is at 12 o'clock. There's Tommy eating. It's very much like our classroom. We get to school 8:20, which is 20 minutes past 8. So the big hand would be on the 4. That's your minute hand. And we usually eat lunch at 12 o'clock as well. Can you find your leave for school time and your lunchtime? Yes, we just did. Let's show the arrive at school time. Our hour hand would be, get these to separate here. Let's go like that and pull it out for a minute. Make it do it. Okay, we get it back in here. Push. 8:20. That's when we arrive at school. It's when the buses roll in. And we go potties. We do the count and get breakfast at 9 o'clock. We eat usually by 9:30 at the latest. We have our group time at 10 o'clock. We'll stop there for our schedule. Let's look at Tommy's schedule a little bit more. This is home from school time, said Tommy's father. 3 o'clock, read Tommy. Home from school at 3. This is time to come in for supper, said Tommy's father. 5 o'clock, read Tommy. In for supper at 5. You know, let's go back to our other page. Let me find something to bookmark this with. So I can find the page where, yes, my nice little trusty bow and arrow set. It's fun to run around the house doing archery with your critters in the middle of the night. Okay. Our go home time when we have school is currently this right here. 2:30. That's when we go and get on the buses. Now, especially since you guys are home right now, you have to talk with your families and find out what time do you eat dinner. Some families eat dinner at 5 o'clock. Some families eat dinner at 6 o'clock. Some families eat dinner at 7 o'clock. Get over there, minute hand. Come on. 7 o'clock. Miss Yesenia told me that they eat dinner at her house very early. When she gets home from work, visiting school, they eat at 3 o'clock. So it just depends. Different families do different things for when they want to have dinner. We're all unique that way. Me, I usually eat dinner about 8 o'clock. Sometimes, if it's not a school day, I eat dinner about 6 o'clock. right, let's get back to our story. Move the archery out of the way. Get over there. Oh. There we go. Okay. Bedtime, said Tommy's father. 7 o'clock, read Tommy. Bedtime is at 7. That's what 7 o'clock looks like. Oh, you have to talk with your families about what time your bedtime is, because that is different. Some people, let me put the bow back in. Some people do go to bed at 7 o'clock. Some people go to bed at 8 o'clock. Other people go to bed at 9 o'clock. And when you get older, some people go to bed at 10 o'clock. Sometimes some people just stay up all night long. They have trouble sleeping. So they might not even go to bed until, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. But you should go to bed earlier than that, at least by 9. That way you can get a better sleep, be ready for the next day. All right, moving this back out of the way because Tommy's about to make a very important point. He says, because he goes to bed at 7 o'clock, and he says, but 7 is getting up time too, he said. Yes, said his father. The hour hand circles the 12 hours once every day and once every night. Look at that. Because it's 12 hours later. Tommy had some good long sleeps. He slept 12 hours? Not a lot of people do that. Can you find your bedtime and getting up time? Okay, talk about that with your families. What time is your sleeping time and what time is your getting up time? What about the other hand? Asked Tommy. The longer hand on your watch is the minute hand. The minutes it tells are very short, so it circles the watch face every hour. It starts from the top, say at 4 o'clock. Every 5 minutes it passes a number. When the minute hand is on 3, it is 15 minutes past 4 or a quarter past 4. So we have 4 o'clock, 5 minutes after 4, 15 minutes after 4, or a quarter after 4. I say quarter past myself. Half past 4, or 4:30, 15 minutes to 5, or a quarter to 5. At half past 4, the minute hand is down at the bottom, halfway around. The minute hand circles back towards the top. When it is on 9, it is 15 minutes to 5 or a quarter to 5. When it reaches the top, an hour has passed. It is 5 o'clock. All right, let me put our archery back in. Let's do that. Put that in there. So, let's say we're in school. It's 9 o'clock. We go to get breakfast. It usually takes us about 15 minutes to get everything and deliver it to the other rooms. Sometimes 20. Usually between 9:15 and 9:20, we're having breakfast. We eat. 9:30. Whoop. That hour hand does not stay in place. Go on, get back up there. 9:30, we're eating breakfast. Eat. 9:45 or a quarter to 10. We're usually almost done by then. We're making up our dishwater and cleaning up after ourselves. And then the minute hand goes around more. And then I'm going to ignore that ping. Nobody should be messaging at this hour. So it's really late that I'm recording this. That way the dogs would be quiet. By 10 o'clock, we're usually doing group time. so you could see how quickly, oh, there goes my bookmark. Oh no, it fell. How quickly, our minute hand doesn't really go around that quickly. The second hand isn't even that quick, but you get the idea. It goes more quickly than the hour hand when it feels like working right. All right, let's see if we can find our page that we left off on, because this page right here. Okay, let me set this bow and arrows over here. There we go. 4 o'clock is haircut time today, said Tommy's father. So Tommy set the hands at 4. 10 o'clock is recess time at school, said Tommy. So Tommy set the hands at 10 o'clock. Let's go do that. Tommy's going to have recess. I just pulled it out so it would cooperate. He's going to have his recess at 10 o'clock. We usually have our recess, if we want to play out back, at 10:30, or if we want to go mainstreaming with our friends on the big playground, we usually go about 11 o'clock. Today, Tommy is getting his hair cut at 4 o'clock. Guys, hopefully are home and off of the bus by 4 o'clock. All right, let's get back to this page and Tommy's schedule here. 11 o'clock is time for a swim in the pool, said Tommy's father. So Tommy set the hands at 11 o'clock. All right, let's go do 11 o'clock. Tommy's going swimming at 11. All right, looks like that. When we go swimming during summer school on our Tuesdays and Thursdays, we go swimming at 10 o'clock, which is an hour sooner than Tommy does. I'm looking forward to hoping that we get to do that this summer and have some swimming. Okay. A watch will be your good friend always if you take good care of it, said Tommy's father. How do I do that? Asked Tommy. Take it off carefully before you play in water or sand. Put it down gently in a good, safe place. There's Tommy playing in the sand. He took his watch off, put it in a safe place. This is a good part, which shows the age of this book, because most watches are digital for the first thing, and the others, most of them run on batteries. But back when this book was published, we wound them up. Wind your watch every morning gently, not too hard. If you take care, your watch will last for a long time. So Tommy took care of his watch. He wore it wherever he went, and it told him the time. Now, when Tommy is asked what his name is, he says Tommy O'Toole, but his family calls him Tommy on Time, because that is what he is now, always on time. There we go. Oh, and this is a really good illustration in the back of the book of time by the hour. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Oh, where'd 5 o'clock go? There it is. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. That is our back cover right there. It's kind of the same as the front cover, pretty much. Real clock hands inside. There sure were. That is the end. Hi, Haley. Hi. Say hi. Hi, sweetheart. Yes. It's so good to see you. Did you like the bedtime story? Did you like the bedtime story? I hope you guys like the bedtime story. For you guys, it's a daytime story. For Haley, it's a bedtime story. I hope that you liked it as much as she did. And if you want to listen to it at night, you can. Peaches is in the kitchen getting a drink of water. You heard her going. Yeah, she's drinking the water. Unlike us, dogs drink out of a bowl. And there's Jeannie. She's still back there sleeping. Yeah, here's Scarlett. Scarlett is asleep in my lap too. She had on a cute little outfit, but she took it off. She wanted to just have her fur on in the house. Haley, Peaches, do you want to say goodbye to our friends? She says snort, snort. Haley says night, night. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully when we get back to school, we're going to be able to practice on our big clock in class with our time telling. And I hope that you enjoyed this story. Bye. See you guys later.